Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
Jerry.
And Linda. And Gizmo.
We're the Village's Newcomers coming to you from beautiful, sunny Florida.
It's a great day. It's in the 70s. Took Gizmo for a walk this morning. It was lovely.
Yeah, this is the time of year that we wait for, isn't it?
It is.
Last night I took the kayak out and fished a little bit. Linda goes on her walks every morning, and it's just really pleasant. Today we want to start off our Mailbag Monday with a shout-out to a couple of people that made that day special for him. And today especially, we got a beautiful gift from Terry Peterson, all the way out in San Diego, California. And she sent us a package for Gizmo.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not presents for
Well,
Gizmo, which is fine.
Well, we had to go pick it up, so.
Unexpected. Oh, Gizmo, you watching?
It's vacuum sealed.
Ooh, vacuum
It's
sealed.
a blanket, it looks like.
Wow, yes, it is.
We'll open that later and we'll give it to him. But
Aw, how
thank you,
sweet.
Terry. That is so nice. That's cool. And we got another present, not only for Gizmo, but for us from Ann and Bob in Towson, Maryland. And they sent a really tasty cookie, and he ate it up, didn't you?
Yes.
And sent us some beautiful chocolates and particularly some hot tamales. But they know my history with hot tamales. And
Those are peeps.
they're
Jerry.
peeps, so they're very soft.
Cinnamon.
Yeah.
Wow, that's going to be fun.
No problem on that. So thank you, Ann and Bob. And also a special thanks to RJ in San Diego. He sent us a lovely gift, and that is much appreciated. It always blows my mind that all these friends that we've never met take time not only to send us cards and letters and emails, but once in a while send us a present. It's just so kind
It's
of
nice.
you.
You guys
We
are so
really-
friendly and so sweet to us.
We appreciate it. It's time for Mailbag Monday.
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
And let's get right to it. Our first letter is from David. He's from Wyoming, and he says, it seems like you are nickeled and dimed for everything in the villages. Can you please tell us what you really think? Well, first of all, David, I think you're getting that impression from afar. The villages is like every other neighborhood, really.
Right.
And when I say neighborhood, that's in the loosest description of the term. You guys might remember that I told you when I thought of the villages before I got here, when I first heard of it, I almost thought it was like a mobile home community, a tiny little gathering of homes where they had a tennis court and a swimming pool, and it's not like that. I mean, this place is, I don't know, I don't even know how many square miles.
It's huge.
I wanted to say 30, and then I said, no, it's probably 40, and now I'm thinking, well, maybe 60 now. It's 60 square miles of homes and people, 140,000 or so.
It is.
So it's just like every other city, and you can think that it's nickel and diming you if you want to look that way. For example, the village's tea time system to make tea times. You've got to subscribe to that if you want to use it.
Right.
It's $8 a month, nickel and diming you. But it makes life so much easier. You don't have to belong to it. You don't have to get a newspaper if you don't want to. You know, you don't have to buy a trail pass for your golf cart if you don't want to. You know, so many of these things we pick and choose what we want. So nickel and diming, I don't really think that's fair. I think wherever you live, you're going to have charges.
Right.
I opened the electric bill yesterday. That was pleasant. $98.
That's just unreal.
In Indiana, we were on budget billing $244 a month for electric only. And then we had gas heat on top of that. So 98. So nickel and diamond, I don't really see it that way. I think when you buy those little extras, you're buying things to improve the quality of your life.
This question is from Mark. Are there Jewish synagogues in the villages or in the area? And yes, Mark, there are. There's a really nice Jewish center in Leesburg, which is very close to the villages.
Yeah, we get that question a lot about not only Jewish, but you name it.
Every religion, yes.
Are there Catholic churches? Are there Lutheran churches?
Baptist.
There is everything you can want here. like we said, it's 140,000 people of all kinds.
And on Saturday in the paper, in our local paper, there's a list of all the denominations, and it's hundreds of different places you can go.
Here's a letter from a guy with a really cool name, Jerry. Jerry wants to know how to reverse snowbirds handle their mail. What do you think that means, a reverse snowbird?
I think they're here all the time and leave in the summer.
Right. Somebody that's here most of the year but leaves during the very hottest months. I think they would probably hold their mail. If they had a good friend, they could pick it up. I think it just depends on the person. I don't think there's any one way to do that. But while we're on the topic of post office.
Oh dear, here's a good story.
Long story short, we take the mail for granted. Back in Indiana, I sure did, because it's a lot different down here in Florida. Now, we bought into it, though, because we don't have a mailbox here at our house, which I'm glad. When you drive down the street and you see, somebody's got a mailbox that looks like a largemouth bass, and then somebody has a regular-looking mailbox, and somebody else has a big coil spring up with a metal box on top.
Yeah, that's true.
And some of them are close to the road, and some are farther back, and some are tall, some are short.
Right.
Everything's uniform here, so nobody has their own mailbox.
Right.
We go to a mail station to pick up our mail. Somebody sent us a package this week that didn't come to our house. It was intercepted at the post office, and we didn't even know which post office. Couldn't hardly find. It's difficult. In fact, I finally got on a call back. It took me one of those push one and we'll call you back. It took me about an hour and a half to get a call back, and it was the wrong place. But we did track down the package. Not easy. The U.S. mail used to be a lot easier.
They've had a difficult year. Very difficult.
Yeah.
We had a viewer ask us, when is the best time to visit the villages? I think it would be spring or fall. Spring, of course, when the flowers are coming out and the birds are here, it's gorgeous. And the weather is just perfect in the spring. I think that would be the most pleasant.
The winter's a great time to visit because it's 0 in Minnesota and it's 60 down here. But it also gets to be 40 down here. So it's not really the best time to visit in the winter unless you just want to escape. But she's right. Spring is lovely.
Yes.
Like right now, you couldn't get any better. This is fantastic. It's a great time. But they're all good times to visit, especially if you're a prospective home buyer. I mean, you want to experience the heat.
Yes.
You want to experience the colder days. Mm-hmm. You want to get an overall picture of it. But like she said, fall and spring are hard to beat. Winter, you're going to pay the premium price for rentals and for the lifestyle experience goes up during that time. Summer, you're going to get your cheapest rates on everything down here. So if you're a penny pincher, you'll think the summer might be the best time. And golf tee times will be easier to get. Lines will be shorter at the restaurants.
True.
So summer can be a great time to visit. But during the middle of the day, you're going to have that scorching heat.
Right.
And maybe you love it. Some people love the heat.
Yeah.
So it's all a matter of individual taste. There's no bad season in the villages. This is a great question. How many videos have you made so far since you've lived 2+ years in the villages? I figured it up, and we're just right almost, this is hard to believe, to 300 videos.
What?
Now, we don't have them all still posted on YouTube, but that would be a pretty accurate number, almost 300. What we typically try to do is put one out on Monday.
Mailbag Monday.
And then we'll put another one out on maybe Thursday. And once in a while, we'll sneak one more in. So 2 a week, 3 on some weeks, but it adds up. Look at this guy.
He's perching like a cat.
I'm going to give him a treat for that.
He's just so
You ready
cute.
for that? Oh,
Ooh, he didn't like that one.
Marianne and Dave have a question. Are homeowners permitted to have outdoor campfires, fireplaces, fire pits in their yards in the villages?
Absolutely. We see them all the time, and they're going in the wintertime for sure.
People do have them, and they're elaborate sometimes, and they're neat. I saw some folks recently that had one in their lanai, like right where we are right now. They have a fire pit or a
Yes.
fire table,
Yes.
and flames are. I mean, I'm thinking, there's a roof in that room that they're in, and they've got a fire going on. But yeah, you can have them. A lot of people's patios have fire pits.
This question is from Jim and Debbie. Are you allowed to have birds as pets in the villages? Absolutely.
We were driving down the road. Remember that?
Yes.
We're driving down the road. I think it's Old Camp Road. And we see a guy laying down under a bush on the side of the road. He's laying down there just like this, just laying down. There's a bird on his shoulder. Some kind of tropical bird, one of those pretty ones. So yeah, you can definitely have a pet bird in the villages.
Well, you wouldn't believe this. I didn't tell you this, but in the paper, or it might have been the magazine that came out this month. Monthly, they have a magazine. And this lady had a bird. It was a fancy bird, a parakeet of some sort. And she takes it on a ride every day on her bike in a little cage on the front of her bike. And she has a little cockatiel or parrot. It was so cute.
I'd like to see that.
That was pretty neat. I thought, what?
A bird is a big investment in your life. They can live 50 years or more.
Right. Oh, wow.
I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
When they first started Orange Blossom Gardens, if somebody moved in there with a baby parrot, that bird could still be alive.
That's right.
That is amazing. So you're in it for the long haul with a bird. Craig and Laura want to know if there are any public jacuzzis or hot tubs in the villages. What do you think?
I know one answer to that. The Orange Blossoms pool up at the top where they have the waterfall. I think there's a hot tub that people can enjoy.
But can they enjoy it?
Oh, you know what? Probably not, because you have to pay to be the member there. So no, I don't think so.
That's why they put the word public in their question.
So I think no.
There you have it, America. The answer is a yes, no. We don't know. Craig and Laura also want to know, if you have a friend or relative visit for an overnight stay, what do they do with their car? Well, Craig and Laura, that is allowed. You can have guests, and for short periods of time, you can park on the street. It's not recommended. So many people want to point out that we don't have sidewalks on our neighborhood streets back within the neighborhoods. And if you park on the street, it causes a little bit of a hassle for cars and trucks going by. And as you know, with all the landscapers, the plumbers, electricians, the maids, the whatever, there's a lot of traffic, garbage truck, a lot of traffic. So it's not ideal, but for a short stay, people can park on the street.
Right.
Better if they park in your driveway. Mel has a question also about the humidity in Florida. He's worried about black mold and or rust from the constant humidity. Now, it's not an issue here, the rust, because we don't live near the ocean or the Gulf. But mold is an issue. We don't have it. We haven't really seen it, but it's something that I guess could develop. That's why even when you're gone, you've got to leave your air conditioner running. We leave our fan going 24/7.
Right.
The fan on our furnace, our air conditioner. Even winter, summer, spring, fall, that fan's going, it's circulating air. We don't have any trouble with it, but it's humid, it's hot. It could be an issue, I guess.
Mm-hmm. We do leave our ceiling fans on sometimes when we leave, which circulates the air too and makes your house seem and smell better when you come home.
When we go on vacation, I will say this. If we're gone 5 days, 7 days, and we come in, when you open the door to your house, you can smell it a little bit. You can smell it's got that shut-in feel. That's why some people hire folks to come in every few days, a couple times a week to, open the doors of their house, flush their toilets, check out things.
Run the water a little bit.
Run the water. So, no, it's not really a problem, Mel, but it could be. Mel also asked, what is the average life expectancy of asphalt shingles, architectural shingles. I don't know. I mean, I know that they come with like a 30-year warranty, but in Florida, the sun's brutal, and they don't last quite as long, I believe. And they may even manufacture special shingles for high heat. But I wanted to find you an answer, Mel, so I called a couple of different roofing contractors. And I'm going to tell you what, there is no direct answer. These people are politicians. When I hear a politician talk, I want to hear yes or no. You never hear that. We couldn't hear an answer from these people. It all depends. We'd have to come out and look. Can we come out and look? Let me come out and give you a look and an estimate.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't find out.
I wanted to
But
sell your roof.
I did look up on Google, and 20 years is common or more. Mel had one more question, and he wanted to know about flagpoles. If the home we purchased does not have a flagpole, what is the process to get one? I called on this too, Mel, and I called the deed compliance office, and you are allowed to have flagpoles. You do need to submit a site plan to the architectural committee for them to look at, because there are definite setbacks. For example, it has to be 5 feet at least off your sideline. It has to be 10 feet back from the street. And if it's in your backyard, it has to be 7.5 feet off the backyard. So they'll look at it, your site plan, you show them where you want it, and they'll approve it or deny it, or tell you how to change it to make it to be approved. But it's free. So another chance where I guess they could have nickel and dime you, but didn't.
What's free?
The permit. You know, so often when you go and you ask for a variance or a
asked to do something with your
building
yard.
plan or
Okay.
permit, there's a charge. But for a flagpole, there's no charge. Frank writes, do they allow smokers in the villages? Now he's talking about the grill type of smoker, the place where you would put your ribs and your things like that. And yes, lots of people have them. In fact, two of our good friends have really nice smokers. My buddy, the Kansas City Kid, lives a block away, and man, he's proud of his smoking ability. And he actually has won some contests doing it. So yeah, Frank, if you like to smoke your pork and your beef, they'll definitely allow it here.
Dana asks what we feed Gizmo. He looks so healthy.
Why don't we just let him answer it? Come here. Come here.
Gizmo!
Oh,
What kind of food do you like, Gizmo? He said, I like all kinds of food. But he especially likes, we feed him Rachel Ray food.
You do? Is there any particular kind of food that you would like that we haven't been giving you? Well, all right, we'll see if we can put that on the menu for you. That Rachel Ray food, now, she buys it. Personally, I think it's a big gimmick. I mean, what does Rachel Ray know about dog food? She's just a celebrity that's put her name. We might as well start a Newcomer line of dog food.
But she's a cook. And she loves dogs.
Dana not only wanted to know about his food. What are you doing there, buddy? She wants to know, why did the people that sold us this house, why did they move? But she also wanted to know, did they move in the villages to another house? And the answer is yes. They moved away from this house into another house. Now I'm going to give you my theory on it.
Okay.
We don't know these folks really. They're nice folks, but he was a builder / do-it-yourselfer. He had 2 cars, 2 golf carts, 2 motorcycles, and I mean the big motorcycles. Probably had a bicycle or 2, a wood shop. He had all kinds of tools. This garage, it's big enough for us, wasn't big enough for him. So he wanted to expand. This lot really doesn't allow for much expansion. So he bought a bigger lot down in the Finney area and built a home with a bigger garage, much more storage, and that kind of thing. So that's one of the reasons that they say, what do they say?
That you're going to move 3 times here in the villages.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll ever move. We love our home here. It's just right for us at this stage, but who knows what the future will hold.
Cindy asked us, are there very many people that live there without a car? Which I can answer, I don't know anyone that doesn't have a car.
There are some assisted living facilities, like
True.
up on 466A, and probably some of the residents there don't have cars, and maybe even in the lofts in Brownwood, because they can walk to the town square. But everybody that we know, everybody that we associate with has a car. Most of them only have one. There are some people that have 2 cars. For example, today, we went all the way to Lady Lake to the post office. We could have gotten there by golf cart, probably, maybe not. But it would have been an hour plus golf cart ride each way. So not practical. Where else did we go this morning? We just often leave the bubble. So we need a car to do that. You can't leave the bubble in a golf cart. The second part of the question is, do they have public transportation? The short answer is no. Now, you could possibly call Uber or Lyft. I don't know. We haven't used it. We use the shuttles to the airport. Now, that's a type of public transportation. But as far as if we wanted to go from here up to Spanish Springs or from here to Leesburg, I think you would just have to do some homework and end up calling a cab or an Uber.
Yes, and also about groceries. I mean, you would have to have them deliver groceries, but not every place delivers. So, and restaurants do deliver, but as far as public transportation, I don't think so.
And here's our last question. Cindy asks, are most people in the villages coupled? Would a single person be accepted? We know single people.
We do. We do.
And they get invited. I mean, in fact, one of our neighbors here frequently has events where we're invited. Sometimes they have events where they invite the singles in the neighborhood just to hang out and get together. And I think people do a good job of trying to include them. But again, that's from our perspective. You know, we'll have to ask a single person that question. And we plan to do that with more single people. And hopefully they can answer lots of questions like that.
Mailbag Monday.
We hope you enjoyed the show. Please, if you have questions, write us at villagesnewcomers@gmail.com. See it up there? Thanks to you that like and subscribe. We really appreciate that. We're at 29,000
Oh my
subscribers.
gosh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So thanks, guys. Each and every one of you are special to us.
Until next time.
We'll see you when you get here.